Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to episode 20-something of the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. All credit goes to Stu because he's the only reason that we have this pod. I mean, we're going to make it to 50 by the end of the year, which is 50
easy. Yeah, I think we're at 25 now.
Okay, cool. So we're rocking along, and today we're going to do something kind of fun that Stu is ambushing me. Excuse me, Stu is surprising me. And what are we doing, Stu?
All right, so this new podcast episode is called Speed Dating with Jim.
Wow. And this is, by the way, my 25th wedding anniversary, so I don't know if my wife would appreciate that title or whether she would think it was great. Somebody else can have him. I made it a quarter of a century with him. Just be gone.
Well, all these are actual questions from emails you've received from various
sources.
Okay. And they're not from Tinder, so it's okay.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
You're the one that gets all your business from Instagram. All right.
So we're going to just swipe right with these, right?
Okay. I don't even know what that. I don't want to know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm glad I don't have to date.
Okay.
It's very nice. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready for question number 1? And these are just quick questions. A short answer. Doesn't have to be a one-word answer, but maybe a short paragraph anser.
Okay. In other words, don't go off for an hour like I normally do.
Yes, these are not. And maybe at the end of that answer, we'll say, "Hey, we should do a full podcast on this one because we could go off on this answer." Right. So,
okay.
So that's what we'll do. So we got about 8 questions here. Let's go speed dating with Jim.
No, too short.
Okay.
Sorry. No,
right,
I don't like your hair.
So here we go. We're not talking about 1-inch Chuck. All right,
like
we're talking about sales copy.
Okay.
All right, so here goes. How do I create sales copy that reads so it doesn't sound scammy, according to site visitors?
Okay, the number one thing you got to do with your writing, your sales copy, is use the words that your audience uses. So if they describe a problem in a certain way, then make sure you're using those words. And that's the number one way that you can keep from sounding spammy, scammy, or whatever. The reason people think you sound that way is because you're using hypey words or words that they don't use. So it doesn't sound like you're talking to them. It sounds like you're talking at them.
Damn, good one. What's a sample of like spammy words?
So again, some people might think spammy words would be like outrageous profits and other stuff like that, which when you're in the make money market, sure, those can sound scammy and spammy. But let's say we'll use an example like for your stuff. If you were to say, have the power of a superhuman, that might sound kind of dorky, but if you said, how to max your PT test, that's what people are looking for. I mean, that's really what they want.
Right.
But it's how to crush the Army's PFT with superhuman strength that you can develop in less than 2 weeks. It just sounds dumb, but
it's good.
How to max PT test, that's the word. Those are words that people use.
Right. I like it. Okay, so let's do another one. I've created the free report script with the cover letter and conclusion.
Okay.
Do you have any advice on the layout of the content that goes in the middle of the report?
So I think what they're asking about is the free report script inside of Funnel Scripts, which basically you fill that out and it will write a cover letter and a conclusion letter. It'll help you write little ads that appear throughout the report to drive them where you ultimately want them to go. And then you have 5 questions that you answer to create the meat of the report. So my best advice, honestly, is not to worry about how you're going to lay it out. Get all the content created, whether you write it out or dictate it or however you create it, hire it out to somebody else, but then go to Fiverr and choose 2 people who do layout and just have them do it for you. And the reason I say choose 2 people is because that way you lessen your chances of getting back something that sucks and increase your chances of getting something good faster. So that's what I do. I don't do my own layout anymore. You don't need to. You can hire somebody for 10 or 15 bucks to lay it out and make it look like $1 million. I would also hire somebody to do a really cool graphic that represents the free report. Have a cool, like it looks like a little magazine or a cover or something that really amps up and ups the value of your free report, and put that picture on the title page of your free report, because that will increase the perceived value of it as well.
Great answer. All right. So, hey, here's another one. What script would you recommend for sales script for solo ads?
I would use the quick teaser and tweet script inside of, or the fast teaser and tweet script inside of funnel scripts, because that will help you to write actually 2 different cool teasers, email teasers, and it will also write some tweets. And a solo email ad is basically, a solo ad is basically an email.
Right.
That is being sent by someone else on your behalf. So just use that script as if you were them, describing why they should go click on the link and go check out your product. That's what I would use.
I like it. All right. So how do I sell a subscription box?
I'm not really sure what you're saying on that one. How do I sell a subscription box is, I think what you're asking is, how do I put up a subscription box that makes people actually subscribe?
Right. And create a funnel that goes into that.
Right. Yeah. So you got to have the number one thing with getting people to opt in is you got to have a hell of a cool promise. And the promise should be encapsulated in your headline hook. And again, you don't need to oversell it. If you've got a great hook and you've got a really good image that represents what they're going to get or what's waiting for them on the other side, then that's pretty much all you need, honestly, because what I have found is the more copy you put on that page, the more you're talking them out of actually signing up. And especially if it's something for free, you're just looking for that knee-jerk reaction of, oh, that sounds cool. That looks cool. All I got to do is put in my email and hit the button to get it. Sure, I'll put in my email. I can always unsubscribe or block it if they spam me.
Good. All right. So how about this one? How do I come up with kick-ass product names for my product, and what should I think about? Domains, etc.
So what I would use for that would be in funnel scripts. We have the profitable title scripts where you can create, it helps you to create really kick-ass titles for different things, whether it's a single item or all the items in your offer stack. And the thing that you got to think about when you're coming up with a title is a payoff. What is a payoff that somebody wants? So let's use the example of Instagram. Okay. Let's say we have a little Instagram course. Again, this is top of head. We have a little Instagram course, and one thing you could call it would be Instagram secrets. That's okay.
Yeah.
But what if it was your first 10,000 followers on Instagram? Quick start. Or the secret to reach 10,000 Instagram followers in 30 days. That's a better title. Why? Because it's got a payoff, it's got a time frame. And I, in the past, have taught what I call the irresistible offer formula, which is actually 4 parts that we don't have time to get into right here. But you want to address the payoff that they want, a hurdle they think they're going to have to go over, a time frame of when they're going to get the result, and of course the big payoff. So
future podcast.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do that, a future podcast. I like that.
Okay.
One. All right, so how about this one? I'm looking for a script to use if someone does not make a purchase but enters their email address. How do you follow up with them?
Okay, so interestingly enough, and this is no BS. Today, in an hour, I'm going to be teaching and releasing a brand new script inside of Funnel Scripts called the Abandoned Cart Email Script.
I love it.
Which creates a 3 email sequence that you send to people who abandon the cart. And I'll give you just a synopsis of the training that we're going to be doing today. And that is, people abandon the cart for 3 main reasons. Are there other reasons? Of course. Okay. But there are 3 main reasons. The first reason is they just get distracted for whatever reason. They start going through the checkout process and they just get distracted for whatever reason. The phone rings, there's a knock on the door, they got to go take a poop. The dog's got to go take a poop. I mean, whatever reason. They don't have their credit card in their pocket and they have to go in another room, and then they get distracted with something else, whatever the reason. The second reason is that they don't, when they get to, a lot of times people will get the email first, and then people don't, they don't see the price until they've started the process. So they see the price and it locks them up because you have not demonstrated the value in regard to the price. They still see the price is this high and the value this high, and you got to reverse that in order to get them. So the third reason that people don't buy is because they don't believe that it will work or that it will work for them. So in this sequence that we've created based on a lot of experience, okay, the first email that goes out is, hey, I saw that you didn't complete. Just wanted to remind you that this is here and you can still get it. And here's the link. I mean, somebody said squirrel and you're trying to draw their attention back to the thing. Then the next email you're going to send out is, hey, you may have still had a question. If you had a question, if you had a concern, please reach out to us in our support desk or via the phone if you do phone support. And by the way, I just want to remind you, here are 5 big payoffs you get from this product service coaching software. And so if there's anything we can do to answer your questions or help you, go ahead. Here's the link to go ahead. And then the third email is basically going out the next day, and it says, hey, not sure why, it might have been a technology thing, what have you, but I wanted to share with you some quick testimonials of people just like you who got amazing results. And so you shared results testimonials from people, and that helps overcome the fear of, will it work or will it work for me? So,
excellent.
There's your answer.
That's another podcast too. We'll talk about the empty cart script.
Okay.
In future podcasts. So, hey, here's a good segue. What to use as an alternative to testimonials, like you just mentioned testimonials in that previous one. So if there've been no clients, how can I provide social proof?
Well, it's funny. I talk about that in my book, Copywriting Secrets, which will be available soon because we're getting the funnel done. So here's the thing. The real purpose of a testimonial is proof that what you're saying, the ideas that you're putting forth, have worked. Now, there are other forms of proof that you can use if you don't have testimonials. And by the way, if you don't have testimonials and you need testimonials, best thing you can do is give your product away to 20, 30, 40, 50 people asking, if I give you this, will you give me a testimonial? Or if you don't feel like you can give me a testimonial, will you give me feedback to improve my product so that then you would feel comfortable giving me a testimonial? So that by asking that way, that takes the pressure off of them to feel like, oh crap, even if it's crap, he expects a testimonial. No, what I want from you is feedback. Either a testimonial or tell me why you couldn't give me a testimonial and what I would need to do to make it better. That's a great lesson right there. The second thing is, if we're talking about proof, there's all kinds of other proof that you can use. You can use your own testimonial, your own results, your own before and after pictures, your own images of your bank account, of your house, of your car, of your whatever the result, your dog being well trained and well behaved, your dog being able to do the tricks. Demos are great proof as well. Proof in the form of a video that demonstrates something. So if Stu says, hey, I can get you to the point where you can do 100 push-ups in a row, and Stu, if he didn't have any testimonials, what kind of video could he make? He could make a video showing himself doing 100 push-ups in a row, showing himself doing 20 pull-ups without stopping. So you can do video proof, you can do demos, you can do screenshots. This is my favorite, if you really don't have stuff, is to go on Google and do a search for your keyword plus the word statistics, study, case study. Go find other people's case studies and statistics and stuff and cite those. There's tons of government studies where they've studied all kinds of stuff, and all you're looking for is a study or a quote or something to support what you're saying. When I came out with back in 1998, when I came out with my 10 Dirty Little Secrets of Mortgage Financing, I didn't have really any testimonials, but what I did do was it was about how not to get ripped off on a mortgage. So I called the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and I asked them, this was before they put their stuff online, I asked them if they had any statistics or studies or articles or stuff about mortgage companies getting fined for illegal or immoral practices. And they sent me this huge stack of press releases that they had sent out. And then I was able to pull headlines from those and use those as proof that people were being ripped off when they got their mortgages. So there's a lot of different stuff. And in the end, you can even get quotes from famous people, quotes from celebrities, quotes from government experts, people like that. So when you think about it that way, there's a bunch of other forms of proof that you can use to support.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
Yeah. So we did a great podcast on this recently. If you look at the podcast section, we did it on testimonials and case studies, actually. So, and all the great ways to get them. So check that out. All right, here's a go. Looking for daily content hooks. Any suggestions for titles, headlines to get more clicks?
Questions are great hooks, and questions in and of themselves need answers. And so if you're looking to create daily content, go either ask people for questions, research the questions people are asking in Facebook groups, and use those, or go on Google and put in your keyword plus frequently asked questions, or keyword plus questions, tactical fitness questions, tactical fitness FAQ, tactical fitness problems, all those things, and just come up with a really cool, just come up with a really cool list of questions, and then make them sound a little sexier. What are the 10 deadly mistakes of tactical fitness? Ooh, that sounds better than, 10 mistakes people make when getting in shape. What are the 10 deadly tactical fitness mistakes, and how do you avoid them? ? Just sexy them up a little bit. And that comes with practice, but that's honestly how you do it. And we've got some cool wizards and scripts and stuff inside of both Funnel Scripts and the Jim Edwards Method Premium. Helps you do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's the 8 questions that we were going to do speed dating with Jim. So cool. We covered that.
Cool.
What's next? How do we close this out? Speed dating with Jim.
I would say 2 things. One, if you need help creating amazing sales copy that will help you to sell anything, as long as it solves a problem or satisfies a desire for a specific group of people, doesn't matter whether it's a product, a service, e-com, coaching, high-end coaching, high-ticket items, software, it doesn't matter. Funnel Scripts at funnelscripts.com is your solution. We've recently converted that from a yearly subscription model to a one-time payment, unlimited access model. We also have the Jim Edwards Method Premium that will help you to create compelling content at the click of a button. If you want to create amazing Facebook Lives, articles, product reviews, just too many things to even mention right here, then you need to check out the Jim Edwards Method Premium, which unfortunately is not open for registration right now. But you need to go over, check out the Jim Edwards Method Premium, or the JimEdwardsMethod.com, and see what we got. And third, last but not least, you need to go check out, if you're not already a member of the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks Facebook group, you need to join that. You have to apply, but we'll let you in as long as you're not an axe murderer with some kind of like severed head in your hand in your profile picture. And then the last thing is make sure that you subscribe to our podcast on YouTube and iTunes and
Google Play, Spotify.
yeah. So that would be how's that for some speed closes?
Oh, I like it. That's good. You hit them all. Hit them all out of the park.
There you go. Cool.
So that was our first episode with Speed Dating with Jim. And
Cool.
what we'll do is, when we get a lot of these questions that are fairly short-ended answers, we'll combine them all into one show and do them like this. So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great job, Stu.
Thank you, sir.